The birth of the Italian Mafia, kings in the shadows. The sun rose over the blood-stained fields of Sicily. Peasants were exhausted, nobles were rich. The French were gone, the Bourbons had fallen, but injustice still ruled the island. A peasant boy named Salvatore tried to defend his father's land, but was beaten and humiliated by the nobleman's guards. That night, he remembered a phrase that would define his life. The law is for the weak. The strong make their own justice. He took a knife for the first time, and in its glimmer, the first shadow of Cosa Nostra was born. Salvatore gathered a group of young men who had nothing to lose. Together, they wrote their own code of justice. No courts, no kings, only honor, loyalty, and silence. If you betrayed a brother, you paid with blood. If you protected one, his family became your family. Whispers spread through the villages. People no longer went to the courts. They went to Don Salvatore. Justice could be found for a price. Years passed. Salvatore grew old, but his brotherhood had become an empire. The nobles now feared the peasant's protector. The mafia was no longer justice for the poor, it had become power over the people. Trade, land, money all passed through their hands, and no one spoke. Because omertà, the code of silence, was not signed with ink, but with the soul. To speak is to betray. To stay silent is to live. At the end of the century, ships left the Sicilian ports. Hundreds of families sailed to America. Carrying more than just their belongings, they carried the mafia's laws with them. In the dark streets of New York, Sicilian whispers came back to life. One of Salvatore's disciples, Giovanni Russo, built an empire from a small grocery store. Protection money, gambling, smuggling. And soon they called him Don Giovanni. In America, the mafia became more than a gang. It became an institution. They made deals with politicians and handshakes with the police. One day, Don Giovanni told the mayor of New York, "You write the laws, we make them real." From that moment on, the city was ruled by two powers, one official and one in the shadows, but both counted the same money. As power grew, so did betrayal. Brothers turned on brothers, friends on friends. Giovanni's closest man, Marco, leaked information to the police. He vanished the next night. The only thing people whispered was, he broke omertà and lost his name. Giovanni had become the mirror image of his old master, Salvatore. Justice was gone, only power remained. Years later, Don Giovanni returned to Palermo. He was old now, but the city still bowed before him. Sitting in the shadow of a church, he whispered to a priest, "We never use God's law, only man's fear." He knew then his empire would not last forever, but the order he created, the Mafia Code, would outlive them all. Today, in the narrow streets of Palermo, the night breeze still carries a whisper. Cosa Nostra, our thing. The business never truly ends, and every new dawn repeats the same ancient vow: honor, loyalty, silence.